And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Button Mash episode 5. I am reviving this show, mainly because we haven't done it in so long. But yes, my guest today is a man who I've actually been following on Twitch for quite a while. I don't know what he's doing over there. But yeah, I've been following him for quite a while, since actually he got picked up by a group called Hidden Gems. I'm sorry, I gotta fix his webcam here. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Everything's broken.
Everything is broken right now.
now.
I do not know what the hell is happening over here. It's like, we were good. All through the pre-show, through everything, we were fine. Literally went live. Everything broke. Everything broke.
Derp to derp. Corgi derp. Derp to derp. Corgi derp. Derp to derp. Can they at least see the corgi derp?
Yes, they can all see your corgi derp.
Derp to derp. Derp derp derp. Corgi derp. He's like, Dad, what are you doing to me? Dorky derp.
Yeah, we should be fine. Well, not the most ideal. It's something I will have fixed for the next show. Once again, having just brought this show back, everything was fine, and, well, having used a brand new software is not helping at all either. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, like I was saying, this man has been streaming on Twitch for quite a while. I've been following him since last year's TwitchCon when he got picked up by Hidden Gems. His name is really iconic of his face, and it is Mr. Mustachio. How are you doing?
Hey, what's going on? How's it going? It's very nice to be here. Very nice to be here.
I appreciate that. So why don't you start by telling us a little bit about yourself while I try and fix your window.
I like it. Well, first off, I'd like to say hi to everybody.
Move yourself over a little bit to the right. Move yourself slightly to the right so I can get you in frame. Okay, we're gonna call that good. You know what? I'm willing to call that. It's easier to get you to move than to actually get me to do work. Ironically enough, on the Beam.Pro computer, you are like square, like perfectly square. Yeah. Twitch TV side, everything's potatoed.
That's awesome.
But yes, yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So my name is That Mustachio, or that's my handle anyways, ThatMou. That's the you can notice right below there the OU, the British spelling. But I am That Mustachio, affectionately referred to as Mr. Mustachio. I host my own show, usually about 4 to 5 nights a week. But it is a variety broadcast, but not just a variety of games, but also a variety of events such as fire eating, fire breathing, fire bending, running on treadmills, playing video games. We have T-Rexes. We have live recording artists. We have live bands that'll play for us. We have Corgi Cam, archery, all kinds of crazy shit. I actually have a demon that will sit right where I'm sitting and host a channel for you guys. It is not a screen capture. It's not one of those programs you can get to overlay or whatever. It's an actual demon that I rose from heck to play video games for you guys.
That is very cool. So I think what you're best known for, at least when I see the viewership numbers, what you're most known for is like your live sing-alongs, your live kind of like bands that you have coming to your stream. Those are, I gotta admit, I think just like the Daily Chat talk show, I think you're the only person doing that. Like, really? I don't think I've ever seen another person do like sing-along night or like live band night. Like, the last time I saw anything of the music genre was 4 girls twerking that, and I think that channel got banned within an hour and a half on Twitch. So I think right now you are like just dominating the market on that like specific niche.
Yeah, well, I hope so. Yeah.
So, what gave you the idea for that?
Well, actually, it really didn't start off as the original idea of having, a band up here playing songs that everybody can sing along with. Although that's certainly something that I really enjoyed, I was able to do. But no, it actually started with a band called Drunken Sailor, which I have their album right here, that I met at a convention down here in Louisville where I live. And it was one of those things where I'm like, I'm trying to book more bands, more events and things like that for the show here. And I believe it was my girlfriend, who's very real and not fake, by the way, came up with the idea of, why don't we ask those pirates that we met at the convention that were singing songs and stuff? Allegedly, yeah. Wow, you sound a lot like her. And I was like, yeah, I'll go. Okay, I'll go. I'll reach out to him. And I reached out to him, and I saw that they travel like half of the continent. So I'm like, there's no way these guys are going to come over and do this. Sure enough, they're like, yeah, we're totally down with it. And they showed up. And I was like, what do you guys want to play? What do you guys want to do? And they're like, well, whatever you want to do. I was like, can we sing songs that people know and then sing more songs? And they're like, hell yeah. And ever since then, we've just been doing it every so often. It's a fantastic band. Again, Drunken Sailor. If you haven't seen one of my shows with them, I think in my VODs, you can check them out. But they're a blast to have on the show.
Absolutely. I've never actually seen a Twitch channel be that excited for something. Like, mind you, I spend a lot of my time on Twitch. A lot more than I'm willing to admit to. And the way your channel was so just into it. Like, you had people like singing, you had people typing lyrics, mind you, they were like, 3 bars back, but they were still typing. They were having fun. It was definitely something different, like I said. And on Twitch, that's really what you have to be to kind of like, separate yourself out.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that it was that it went over so well, because from this end I can see people chatting, but there's not a lot of cheering, which is odd for me and odd for them. So
yeah, I'm sure not having the like live kind of interaction is a little bit different.
Little, yeah.
But you know what though? Like I said, the sing-along times, those are just great. But let's roll it back a little bit. Actually, we kind of just jumped into what you're currently doing on Twitch, but like, how did you get started on Twitch?
How did I get started on Twitch? Twitch was something I was acutely aware of back when it was Justin TV. And I found out about it because I don't remember how I found out, but I just remember that I thought to myself, it takes me 45 minutes to drive home every day from work. And it's like 2 a.m. and I'm bored as hell and there's no good music on. Wait a second. There's this website that I can go to and watch other people play games that I love. Holy crap. So I never really thought I'd be able to do something like this. And over the years, I got more into production, got more toys, got more experience. And then one day, my buddy who streams and he speed runs, he was hosting a tournament for Street Fighter. And he asked if I would come and run the booth, make sure that all the tech was working and stuff. And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I know this stuff. So I went in there and I did it one time and I was instantly hooked. Even though I wasn't even on screen, even though I wasn't even playing a game, I was like, oh man, look at all these cool tools and stuff. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to do it. And about 2 years later, here I am.
Wow. So you've been streaming on Twitch for 2 years, or were you a Justin TV original?
Unfortunately, I didn't join in 2009 when I really should have, but no, it's only been about 2.5 years.
I'm sure you, me, and 2.2 million other people are thinking the same thing. I was acutely aware of Justin TV back in 2012. That's where I watched The Avengers before it came out in theaters. But
oh my gosh, yes.
I never thought it was going to explode into a video game, streaming phenomenon that spawned not only a new industry on its own, but affected and rippled its way through every other industry that it's connected to. Like you have people like Squarespace now advertising on streams. You have Ubisoft sponsoring people to play their game.
Right? I'm actually sponsoring an esports player because of Twitch.
Really?
So crazy. Oh yeah.
Well, can you divulge any details, or is that all NDA kind of stuff?
Oh no, it's not NDA at all. His name is Static Alpha. And he is a Marvel vs. Capcom player, and he's currently transitioning into Street Fighter. But yeah, he's one of the top 50 ranked people in the world for Marvel vs. Capcom.
Wow.
So yeah, fantastic guy, absolutely wonderful. He's actually on the stream every so often to talk about theory of the game and stuff like that.
I've always found the fighting games really cool. I remember being in high school and Marvel vs. Capcom 1 was a brand new game, and it was. I remember kids in my school would skip class to go play this game at a local Mac store, which is like 7-Eleven. They'd just be in the corner of this Mac store. The Mac store would have a crowd of people, no one buying anything. In fact, that Mac store went out of business. But,
oh, man.
But there'd be a crowd of people in the corner just watching people play Marvel vs. Capcom. And it's funny when you try and describe, what streaming is and what Twitch is. It's like people like you watch people play video games. I'm like, have you never sat down prior to the internet being what it is and not watch your friends play StarCraft? Just watch them, not even playing with them. Because I can actually tell you there was tons of times I would sit on the floor of my friend across the street's room and just watch him play StarCraft, and we'd just be chit-chatting back and forth. It was Twitch long before Twitch was even an idea. Yep. I think it was Twitch long before their infrastructure existed for Twitch to exist.
So true. There were a lot of times where I preferred to watch my friends play a game that I played versus myself. So
I was an okay StarCraft player. Like I was ladder ranked and everything, but I always just enjoyed more being able to hang out with my friends and just talk with them. For me, it was always talk with my friends and like watch them play the game, then play the game by myself and just be by myself. Like that's how I always viewed it. And I think that's a big connection for people on Twitch. Is the fact that, you can now have all those benefits and still be in your own house. You don't actually have to leave anymore.
Yep. I wholeheartedly agree.
So with all these cool things you do, like the sing-alongs, and I want to get back to the fire eating, because I know that is sure as hell not being done on Twitch. And in fact, I don't think that's being done on any live stream that I think about.
I'm fairly certain it isn't. I'm trying
to think about like all the other like live streams I go through, like all the other services. Like, no, can't think of now. Either I have very, very poor timing, or it's just not being done. But actually, you know what? Let's get into it now. Fire eating. Are you fire eating?
Not yet, but don't tell anybody I said that.
Okay, so you have somebody coming in to do the fire eating.
Yeah, I totally do. It's actually a personal friend of mine, Benji. Benji likes to come on the show, and Benji has been a professional fire eater, breather, and bender for 15 years now, I think.
Oh wow.
And it's one of those things where when my first 6 months of Twitch, I thought, man, I really need to get more variety on here, and I really want to do something big. Let's see if we can get Benji on. Benji, you want to perform for a crowd of, 10
people
over the internet? And he's like, hell yeah, dude. Next thing I know,
a true entertainer.
Oh yeah, true entertainer. Next thing I know, he has flammable and caustic stuff on my lawn and is catching his beard on fire right before a date for me. So. Oh
my gosh, that's insane.
Yep.
Now is that VOD available on like a YouTube channel or anything?
That is actually, and I'm sure we'll talk about it in a little bit later, but that's actually on my commercial.
Ah, yes. Yeah, we will definitely be talking about that later.
Yep.
So, now, you said prior to doing this, when your friend asked you to help him run that tournament?
Uh-huh.
Tournament. You said you already had experience with it. So,
yes.
So, were you into, like, tech, not tech, but, like, video tech before? Or was it, like, a side hobby, or what was it?
So, man, I could go on for hours about that. But, yeah, it was actually a hobby of doing film and cinematography and stuff. And it started when I was 11, making puppet shows, actually probably younger than that, making puppet shows for my family with my uncle's, like, old VHS camera and stuff. And I'm in probably hundreds of those things over the years. And, I just kind of did that. And then I grew more and got more material and, like, met other people in the industry, learned from them, and took a couple classes. And then, I started doing music videos. I started doing just small videos for YouTube and things like that that we do not speak of. I made small videos for my little brother and all this stuff, and it just kind of it blew up. I never really expected to do it, and I started doing more music video, more productions. I ended up doing a little bit of contract work for a few YouTube stars.
Okay.
So it's been really really crazy how I've kind of picked it up and learned it through the years. So that's why he asked me on.
So I take it then you have no, like, formal training. Like, you never went to a polytech school or anything.
No, I actually do.
Oh, you
I
do?
actually do. Yeah, I went to a school for it. Did not graduate for multiple reasons. One being that I was married, and that was a dumb decision. And then the other being that I really didn't want to get all the other classes that I didn't need in
You know
order
what?
to
Fair enough.
graduate.
I'm in school right now, and I'm looking at my term. It's like you need 8 computer classes to finish your program, but you also need 12 other crap classes that literally have nothing to do with anything you're studying. Like,
Right?
not a thing.
Right?
They're actually called general education, and it's like science and literacy. It's like that has nothing to do with programming or databases at all. Like,
Yep.
not a thing. So I totally agree. And really, come on, let's face it. The paper just means that all your hopes and dreams have been crushed to the complete extent that the school could do, versus leaving when you got what you wanted.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? That really is a very expensive piece of paper to have too.
I have 2 of them, and trust me, they're not worth the paper they're
Yeah,
printed
yeah,
on.
exactly. You know. So, yeah. And I thought honestly it was an industry that I wanted to get into. But I started to realize in order to get into the industry, you have to do things with your mouth that I'm not exactly comfortable with. And
Yeah.
also, even with all the experience in the world, I'd still be doing PA jobs, production assistant jobs, or as we like to call them, piss ants.
Yeah.
In the industry for the longest time before they'd actually give me a shot at anything. It's just, it really wasn't my bag.
My 2 cousins directly, and I think one husband out of 2, they all work in the film industry in some capacity. They're, like, 2 of my cousins are accountants, and I don't know what the other one does. But yeah, they are all they're all in that industry, and it is just, it's one of those things. If you don't know someone in that industry, you're not making it through that industry.
Very true. Very true.
Like, once again, unless you're willing to do things with your mouth, and sometimes a little bit of your extra, sometimes your Donald Trump parts, you're just not getting it through.
They're huge.
Yeah, they're huge. No, I totally agree. So what do you do now then? Since, or streaming your full-time gig.
No, I'd love for streaming to be my full-time gig. Actually, right now, I train people how to fix network infrastructure. So I'm teaching people how to fix Boeing, BMW, military bases, heck, even sometimes mom and pop bait shops. But usually the large companies that really need it, like Newegg, actually.
Okay.
Newegg's one of our clients. And
wow.
Yeah, I train people on how to fix that and do their job.
Do you teach them how to, like, not validate warranties? The bastards.
We're less of a warranty place and more of a we plug this cable in place.
That lady told me if I threw my laptop into a pool, she would honor my warranty.
By the way, fantastic Weird Al reference there, sir. That was obscure. But yeah, I caught that. I'm watching.
That's right. But yeah, no, it's crazy though, like that you get to work with all these, like, very high profile kind of clients, which,
oh yeah,
I think some of us, even at that, like, that level, not even string, but just, like, to do stuff like that within the sector, that's got to be a lot of people's, like, I want to just teach people. Not like in a university, I just want to teach. Because for some people, that's a big thing that they can do. And really, it's like I know for myself, I would have loved to have been, like, an anatomy instructor. Would have been perfect. But instead, I'm being taught, not teaching.
Yeah. And
So,
honestly, with teaching, also, by the way, my viewers just made me aware that you actually typed my name in wrong for the lower thirds down here. It's THAT, not DAT.
when I was at your Twitch channel, I thought that's what it said, because I thought I
Nope.
copied and pasted it.
Nope, THAT. Wow. But anyways, teaching it's such an interesting thing. And actually, my father was a trainer, a teacher. So he raised me to be that way. And you really have to think differently than most people do. It's an exhausting bit of work. Every day that I teach, I come home and I just want to lay down in bed and go to sleep for 13 hours. But it's so satisfying, man.
Yeah.
It is. fantastic work.
So what's like the biggest size you've ever had for like a class?
The biggest size, my classes are usually pretty small, since it is a company that's hiring people in. And I think the largest one I had was 25.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's considered a big kind of class. Most of my classes usually around 10 to 15.
So do you get like a lot of people of why am I here, or is like thank God this guy's here to help us?
Yeah, a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. No, I actually, so when I teach somebody, or a class, if you will, when they get hired in, I teach them for 7 to 9 weeks. So it's usually the first 2 days. They're like, who the hell is this weirdo? And why is he telling me things about network infrastructure? And what the hell is wrong with him? And then as we progress, they're like, oh, okay, he's just weird. And they accept it, and we all get along, and, it goes great.
He's just doing his job. Just leave the poor
He's
man
just doing
alone.
his job. Yeah, and I guess really the big difference is, too, if I were teaching at a college,
Right.
people are paying for the opportunity for me to teach them. But here, we're paying them to learn from me. So it's kind of this odd dynamic of they don't really have to pay attention because they can always quit and get another job, even though we
Not
pay
in
them
this economy they can't.
well. Yeah, that's true, and we pay really well too. But yeah, it's kind of weird to see the different way that people react in that scenario.
Right. Oh, that's really neat though. I've never actually met somebody who does like, your job, which I always thought was like, I always wondered like, who the hell teaches these things?
This guy.
Yeah. No, I think that's really cool. So on your Twitch channel then, outside of the variety stuff you do, what other like kind of, do you actually do any normal streaming, or are you like me where your channel is like dedicated to the one thing and you kind of don't deviate from that?
I would love to have every single day an event like a band, the Demon coming on the channel, and the Cordy Camera, or celebrity guest stars, or cosplay streams. But that is time and money consuming out the anus. So in between those, we actually do what's considered regular streams. We play video games. Actually, last night I played Shadow Warrior 2. Holy shit, that game is funny.
Is it really?
Yep.
Hurts a lot of Wang jokes.
Oh my gosh, so many Wang jokes.
Like I heard that's really all it is just nothing but gigantic Wang jokes.
And normally I'd be turned off by that. Oh, get it, Wang joke, turn it, get it. Anyways, normally that would kind of, I'd be like, okay, I get it, guys. But they do it in just the right, over the top, beautiful way that it's still funny every time they do it.
Oh yeah. No,
so,
that's really cool. I think that's I've been hearing a lot about it. Sorry, I'm just fixing your lower third right now.
No, that's fine. Do it.
Super professional, I know, but sorry. Kind of one of those things. It will nag at me the entire show, and you'll just see me doing this nonstop as it eats away at my soul. And boom, just like that, it's fixed.
Yeah.
Thank God.
You should totally send me that file so I can update it on my end.
Oh yeah, sure, no problem. Here we go. Yeah. No, actually, if you guys are wondering how I did that, I'm going to deviate quickly. That was actually done. Oh crap. Goddamn. Hang on. Sorry. Our Zoom call just ended because it just potatoed straight out. Let me get that all going here. My apologies, guys. I am very, 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 very sorry.
Yeah, I get you.
I lose my. I don't like lose as in like I purposely get mad, but like small things like this that are easily avoidable are things I really never accept.
Oh yeah,
as like that's okay to happen. It's like hell no, that's not okay. You're supposed to not be a potato and have that stuff settled. Like you and I were on a call for an hour while I set all of this up like super meticulously. I was like, cropping things by the pixel. And then, let's throw all of that prep out the window and make me look super bad live on air. That's just awesome. Okay, guys. Welcome back to Button Mash episode 5. I sincerely apologize. No, we did not take a break for those of you watching on the YouTube channel. I apparently don't know Zoom all that well, and I never really bothered to check, like, what's considered a trial limit. So, yeah. Which, I gotta admit, though, while I am really liking Zoom as a software, that business practice, probably not the best idea.
Well, Zoom's not meant for really streamers or anything. Zoom is actually a business class program.
Yeah, even more so why that shouldn't be a thing. Even more so.
Well, it's for big corporations and stuff like that. So they got to pay.
And you know what? Like, if they just, like, tiered out the model with features as opposed to limits, I would have been, I could kind of see that more. But that's just me, though. That's just me, the guy who just got screwed over by the software, being a little bit bitter. So, yes, okay, we're back. My name is Rex. This is Mustachio. And, yes, we were talking about just what you're playing on your stream, like, outside of your variety show that you do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what else do you do? What else do you play? Because you were saying something about Shadow Warrior 2.
Yeah, Shadow Warrior 2. Actually, I started off as a Binding of Isaac streamer. And that's
community,
exclusively what I played for the longest time. Loved it. It was great. The only problem is Binding of Isaac got less and less popular, so it was harder and harder to get more people into the channel, which kind of sucked. But, I moved on. I branched out to games that I have fun with. And really, I don't have any set type of game. First-person shooters, RPGs, JRPGs, console, retro, whatever the game is that's tickling my fancy at that time. I will totally play. I don't play MOBAs.
Right. Okay.
And I don't play RTSs.
Just not your jam, or?
Well, RTS. Okay, so I don't play MOBAs because they're not my jam. I feel like it's a game of chess, but it's the same exact game of chess every single time, so I just get bored with it. However, the demon that I was talking about, Mr. Blau, he loves League of Legends, so occasionally he'll come on here and play it just to spite me, because, well, he's a demon, right? But the other part of it is that with RTSs, when I was young, I'd get home and I'd get my homework done, and it's like 7 p.m. and I'm like, sweet, man, I got time for an RTS. And I played this old school RTS. Wasn't Command and Conquer, it was like, I don't know, it sounds something to me. No, it wasn't Warcraft or StarCraft. It was.
Okay, well, then clearly it wasn't a real game. Must have been like Age of Empires.
Yeah. But no, it was really, really fun. I loved doing it. And what would happen is I'd be playing and I'd look down and I'm like, oh shit, it's 9 p.m. I got to get up for school in the morning. All right, so I'll just build up my base a little bit more so when I load this again, I'll be ready to go. And then I look down and I'm like, oh shit, it's 11 on a school night. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll just make sure to attack the yellow base real quick so they can't, rush me as soon as I load up. So do that. I'm like, oh shit, it's 3 a.m. All right, well, I'll just build a couple of turrets over here so I'm good to go. Next thing I know, it's 6 a.m. I need to be waking up. My alarm goes off and I'm like, well, fuck me. So I told myself after doing that more times than I'd like to admit, fuck it, no more RTSs.
Yeah,
I'm done.
That's the way RTSs normally go, especially when we're younger. I don't know why. But when you're really young, oh my god, you get into it. Like, oh gee, I remember my friend we were at an internet cafe. It was like, okay, we'll pay. It was $5 an hour. If you paid $20 on Saturday, you got the whole day, which was till like 1 o'clock or midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning to keep playing. And we're like, okay, we're just gonna spend like $10, just $10. $20 later, it is now 10 o'clock at night. Our parents are calling our cell phones. Where the hell are you? We've been in one game, not with people, but versus the AI. And mind you, it was a 2v2. We had it down to one AI, and it was kicking our ass.
Ooh.
It is like, oh, you must have been really bad. No, the AI caught this like lucky string of rolls where it decided to be like Stephen Hawking of StarCraft and just wreck us in every. It had like back end bases and our bases. It had like dumped overlords over in the middle of space where you needed aerial support to get to it. It had mined out like 3 other sub bases. It was nuts. it's like, like to this day, it's the one thing that still like kind of haunts me. Like every now and then I'll wake up like, oh my God, the AI. So
It's almost unfair, man.
almost, sometimes it is
Almost.
almost, but yeah, no, RTSs have always been a thing. I remember actually when I got started on Twitch, I started off as a WoW. The way I've noticed this on Twitch is you start off as one of two kind of streamers. You either start off as Binding of Isaac or you started off as WoW. Like, that's really how I've seen Twitch grow, is you start off as one of these two camps, and everyone kind of diverged out from there. But when I start off as WoW, then I moved to Hearthstone, and I'm like, okay, I can play this. Then I start off as Smite, moved to WoW, went from WoW to Hearthstone, Hearthstone to Heroes of the Storm, and then
Oh my gosh.
and then I'm like, you know what? I kind of started just doing variety streaming, like Killing Floor 2 and all that, and then I just fell into the talk show. I'm like, you know what? This is nice. We're gonna sit here. It's like, you ever see that picture of the dog watching the world burn? It's like, this is fine.
This is fine.
Yeah,
This is fine. Yeah.
this is fine. So this is now where I sit, and I found it easier than actually having to keep playing games. And I actually found it was more interactive by not having to play a game, because then I could just dedicate, 3 straight hours to just talking to people.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of nice.
Which, as you and I have seen just from our test calls, not a hard thing to do.
Yeah. Not a hard thing to do. Not at all.
Like, you and I burned an easy hour just shooting the breeze. So does your significant other stream too? Or are you guys like a streaming couple?
So she's been on a couple streams, and she'll visit in every so often. She's actually run a couple of streams herself. It's not necessarily her jam. She's more behind the camera sort of person.
So is she like a super techie kind of person too, or?
A little bit. She's a professional photographer. Actually went to school for it and all that stuff.
Wow. Yeah,
So-
I having to learn cameras has to be one of the hardest things I've done in recent memory.
If
Like-
you have a good trainer.
Pardon?
See what I did there?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, no, like when I was trying to pick a camera, it's like I ended up going with I wanted like a very nice DSLR for like shooting B-roll and stuff, and I ended up getting a Nikon D3200.
Yeah.
I was shocked when I'm like, because what happened was I had dropped my camcorder, my Canon camera. I just dropped it, and it broke the internal motor that handles the lens, which, because it wouldn't handle the lens, it wouldn't even turn on. So I gave that to a friend. I'm like, here, if you can fix it, you can have it. And I ended up buying this, and I was like, oh my God. Like, I got home, and I'm like, it shoots 1080p 60 frames a second. I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah.
I knew it shot 1080p. I didn't know 60 frames a second. And it has become like my absolute second most favorite thing that I own.
That's not my vocal transformer, because this thing is pretty sweet.
So
No, it's those are fantastic little cameras.
Yeah.
And DSLR, they've been able to do 1080p 60 frames per second for a while.
no, it's not that I didn't know that they could do it. I knew that they were capable of doing it for ages. But it's the fact that if you ever look at the price tag of a 1080p 60 FPS camera.
That's the cool thing. Like, since they've been able to do it for a while, they've upgraded the technology. Now it's all about the sensor.
Yeah.
And the software on it that's making them expensive. So the other features like that is pretty cheap to come by now.
Yeah. And like you and I were talking about webcams with streaming, and we're saying like they're all pretty bad. Like let's call a spade a spade. Everyone in the world, up into including this call, everyone has a problem with the Logitech webcam. There's no one in the history of Twitch out of 2.2 million broadcasts that says, I have never had a problem with my Logitech webcam.
Yep. And the sad part is the lens in the C920, which is the golden standard, is actually Carl Zeiss glass, which is some kick-ass lens. That's actually for actual true production and huge cameras. Carl Zeiss is the shit. So it's really cool that it has Carl Zeiss lens in it. But and I think you kind of mentioned this before too. It really isn't so much the camera as it is the software.
Right. The software is horrific.
Yeah, it's bad.
Like, so bad. And I don't know why. I don't think Logitech ever really thought their product was going to be like this massive success in this brand new medium.
Oh
But
yeah.
when it became that way, it's not like they didn't know. They didn't. It's not like they don't have a statistician back there not looking every single month at, we just shipped 50,000 units. I wonder what the hell just happened. Like, it's not like a mystery. Like, they can see, oh, everyone on Twitch TV is starting to use this webcam. Maybe we should throw some more development behind it.
Well, they did.
They clearly didn't.
Have you heard about the C922?
Yes, I have heard about the Potato C922.
Not a fan, huh?
No, I have seen their software dynamic green screen. Oh my god, it's bad. Oh my god, it's horrific.
Companies are doing that though. Because you have to think about it. In order to get a green screen, all right, that's a huge point or pushing point between, like somebody considered entry level, not entry level, but considered entry level, the perception of them,
right,
versus somebody that's considered, mid to high pro is the lack of green screen.
Yeah,
and to do a green screen, it takes money. I mean, you can get a tiny little green screen and put it right behind you for pretty cheap. That's fine. But then you got to light it, and you got to know how to chroma it, and you have to work with that, and you're very limited to that space. And
but that's
not
the thing,
a lot
though.
of people know how. So
if you go to Amazon, though, by the way, you guys can click the Amazon link below. If you go to Amazon, though, you can buy an entire kit, lighting, green screen, stands, and all for $110. It's literally the same price as the webcam.
Oh yeah, but then you have to set it up, and you have to have the room.
You have to have the room, which admittedly, if you didn't know you did not have the room when you ordered a green screen, you've got much, much, much larger problems than actually setting up a green screen. Because they tell you the dimensions. All you literally have to do is take a measuring tape and go like this and find out if you can match those numbers. If the numbers are too big or too small, then you make adjustments accordingly.
But the last part and probably the biggest part is lighting that green screen.
Yes, that is a big deal. And I will openly admit, even I have an entire office dedicated to just streaming. And I still don't have the room to set up lighting for it. Like, I actually have to install a second row of tube lighting. I'm going to put it right here because this is going to light the entire office. Because right now, everything you're seeing is literally coming out of two bulbs right above my head.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So it doesn't do a bad job. It just could be a better job.
So you essentially have about $110. You have to have the knowledge or somebody to teach you. You have to have the room versus just getting a piece of hardware or a piece of software.
Right.
Much like XSplit or several of the other brands that do it, or just, the C922, and then bam, it takes care of it for you.
That's true. And the only other issue, though, I have with it is the fact that while being able to dynamically green screen yourself out is a cool idea, okay? Like, look, I know people were experimenting with this idea actually long before even, like, this whole professional high-level production became a thing on Twitch, when it was still, like, literally no overlay, a webcam in a game.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Oh, yeah.
People were experimenting with the old Kinect camera, because it was a depth-sensing camera. So people were experimenting with that to see if you could dynamically, like, cut things out and if you could see grayscales and all that. So with that, like, I know it's been in production for a while, but what's sad is the technology does not seem to have evolved much in that time. From when I was experimenting with back in 2013 at my hackerspace, it doesn't seem to have moved very far from the quality I've seen so far. It's like, you have made the most incremental upgrades, which is sad. Look, if you look at my background, we have it all Halloween. I've got my workout stuff up there. We've got a bazillion things to key out. I get that. I'm not expecting it to be flawless like yours. Like, I'm not expecting it to just be a sheet of clear. But at the same time, I kind of want it to not have particles, like, all over my body the way it tends to be. Like, if you've seen some people with it, it's like they've got that little, like, the chroma's too high, and it's like you get that little particleization. It's like, please stop. It's like, just turn the green screen off. It looks like, when I'm doing my YouTube videos, it pains me when I can't get it totally clean. Like, I can see it in my hairline or something. I can see like a little bit of particleization. It's like, it kills me, but I don't have enough knowledge to find any other way to fix it. So and that's with me having built a solid green screen, mounted it into a wall, and I still couldn't get it. I can't imagine like people with the C922 like particleization all over their body. And this comes back to, we diverged off, but this comes back to Logitech supporting their stuff. Like, while the C922, well, I guess technically because they released a new camera, they didn't rest on their laurels of the C920 and C930E, which is the camera you're seeing me on now. It also shows that they are just merely trying to, I guess, play catch up to Razer, because Razer unveiled the Stargazer back at CES. And they showed all the stuff it was going to be able to do, and it kind of feels like it's there kind of trying to play catch up to it. Like, it doesn't, like, when you look at the features, it's like 1080p 30 FPS, 720p 60 FPS. That's not okay. I feel like that's not okay with a webcam now.
Well, and if you really want to, think of it in kind of a selfish manner, that allows for, people like us to do alternatives that would put us a slight step above the rest.
Yeah, no, it does. Like, look, you and I are people who take a lot of cues from the very big streamers. Like, we're talking the people who pull in thousands of viewers, who have, almost TV level production on some cases. And like, they're using real cameras, like not webcams. I mean, like real cameras. Like, you want to upgrade to your G30, which we talked about off stream.
Yep.
And I want to upgrade to that too, because 1080p 60 FPS native, well, like that's that one step that you can go further to kind of get there.
I actually, believe it or not, I actually make an argument against that unicorn of 1080p 60 frames per second.
Okay, go for it.
I don't think it's very viable for most streamers. Obviously not until you get partnered would it be viable, because the bit rate would trash anybody else's internet connection.
Yeah.
But you really have to think about the size of the screen itself that people are going to be watching you on. A lot of people are going to be watching you on mobile, and a lot of people are going to be watching you on 22 to 24-inch screens.
Yep.
Which, depending on how close they are, if they're about 3 feet away, a 1080p would work. But on top of that, they have you in a window with chat running next to it.
Sometimes,
which means that they're probably not going to be watching a full screen. So a 1080p, if you're broadcasting 1080p, there's a very few number of people that would actually be utilizing 1080p versus, a 720p. That resolution is going to be more used. Plus, it uses less bandwidth, which is saving people's bandwidth, especially if they want to watch on mobile. And oh my God, mobile has been a huge platform jump and a huge viewer jump for me.
It really has, yeah.
And 60 frames per second, totally awesome. But a lot of TVs don't have the 60 frames per second refresh rate, or at least they don't have them turned on, because LED is the prevailing technology right now. And a lot of people turn off the 60 hertz refresh rate, or the 120 hertz refresh rate, or 240 hertz refresh rate, because it makes it look like a British soap opera. So if I had to do it, what I would like to do is a 60 frames per second at 720p, but being at 720p 30 frames per second is fucking beautiful.
Yeah, it does look good. Like, right now we're broadcasting at 720p 30 FPS, at least I am.
Yep.
And I find it looks fine. I legitimately never have any real complaints about broadcasting at that level. I've never really had any complaints. It's just a matter of the fact that I'm always chasing that next thrill, that next challenge. And 1080p 60 FPS, whether that be even just on my own internal side, because the webcams aren't even capable of doing 60 FPS without like completely falling over themselves. Set a Logitech webcam that's not the C22 to 60 frames a second and watch what happens when you turn on OBS. It will freak out. And I mean, almost legitimately, like almost literally, you will see the screen go, like it will like freak out trying to do 60 frames a second. So like, that's that next unicorn I'm chasing. And once again, I guess because of the nature of how I stream, it's different in that capacity where I'm always trying to chase that little bit higher TV production value because I want to be able to do like a lot of extra things.
If you really want to chase TV production,
You
drop
need
down to 24 frames per second because that's what everything's broadcasted in.
no.
But don't actually do that.
I have
that will
standards.
fuck.
No.
That
Bad
will
Mustachio.
fuck with Twitch's servers.
Yeah, actually, I did have to drop a webcam down to 24 FPS just to get it to like be stable for like 5 seconds on one of my other computers. So, oh, hang on, wait, hang on. We got a troll in the channel. I normally don't do this during button mash. During button mash is a very like I only care about the broadcaster, but I'm going to enjoy this a lot because I have a special banner I haven't got to use in ages. Now, do you have a banner on your channel, Mustachio?
On the channel itself, not really, not yet. There's something in the works.
Because yes, I have a banner that actually a friend made me, and it actually rolls up your ban and tells you how long you're going to be gone for.
Nice.
And because I don't normally ban people, I get a little bit excited when I get the opportunity. Because that's the one thing I've kind of always on, at least on now. Actually, this is actually one thing I did want to talk to you about was about channel rules. Now, pretty much everyone who's not me, I guess I've seen channel rules on, you know, don't make comments, don't do this, don't do this. Your channel, you have rules, don't you?
Yes.
Okay, so what made you come to the rules that you have?
Well, first off, I have to be reminded of the rules that I have.
That's a great start.
Let me go to my or actually, I know all my rules by heart, you know, because
allegedly.
Yeah, that's all getting a revamp here very, very soon. But the rules that I got, which are totally here and not somewhere else. There they are. I saw rules on everybody's stream, right?
Okay.
And a lot of them were either, you know, I get it, yeah, I get it, or why would you even put that in there sort of thing. And I never really wanted to do two things too seriously.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, my first rule, enjoy the stream or don't. I won't tell you how to live your life. Because I noticed that a lot of people are like, sit back and enjoy.
Yeah.
And I just keep thinking, don't tell me how to live my life.
You're not my mom.
You're not my mom. Yeah. The backseat gaming. So that's a rule that a lot of people hate. A lot of streamers hate backseat gaming. I wanted people to know that I'm totally cool with backseat gaming because I am touted as mediocre at best at video games. So if you have something to tell me that's going to make me better, fuck yeah, I'm going to love it.
Right.
We're not spoilers, but backseat gaming, fucking go for it. Try not to be a dick. I say try because it's funny and we might laugh at you. I got dicks in the channel. Everybody gets dicks in the channel. We might as well just eat those dicks.
Look, if nothing else, my parents always taught me to play with my food. So, you know, if you get one or two in the channel, I may as well try and have some fun with them.
Right? And yeah, I mean, in my humble opinion, dicks keep things alive, you know?
Yep, exactly.
Where was the other ones that I've completely lost now that I totally... Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, I see what's going on now.
Did you get it all fixed?
No, it's the new layout is royally fucking with all of this. I haven't adjusted everything to the new layout yet.
Oh, for button mash?
Yeah. Oh no. For my thing, my show, the rules and shit. But ultimately, my rules are supposed to be laughed at. That's really all it is.
Right.
You know, I try not to have too many rules because I don't want people to, you know, walk on eggshells on my show. I want people to come in. I want people to be able to vent if they've had a shitty day. I want people to come in and act like a doofus if they feel like it, you know, as long as they're not fucking with any of my chaps, my viewers,
right.
I call them chaps. As long as they're not fucking with my chaps, as long as they're not, you know, spitting out hate speech and shit like that. I mean, do whatever you want. You know, it's considered my show, but it's really, it's my viewers' show. That's all it is. I'm just putting on something that they can enjoy. And if they're not enjoying it, then I need to change. You know, I'm not going to sit here and be like, well, if you don't like it, then go fuck yourself. You know,
right.
That's not the case. Like, you guys enjoy it. You guys love it. And that's what I'm about. If you love it, then I'm doing something right. If not, then I need to step up my game or change it or something.
Yeah,
So-
and I think that's really cool. Like, there's some people that just take the rules on their chat to, like, you look at them and like, what's the point in staying here? Now, mind you, like, you and I are not that far apart from age, and
God, that sounded like something. Oh, from A. Okay, for a second there, I thought you were going to give me like the evil mastermind speech, like you and I are not so different.
no, but like you and I
Yeah,
aren't so far
we're-
apart in age where
We're
we
old
both
fucks. Yeah, you can.
we grew up in a time where, let's face it, PC was not even a thing.
Oh my gosh, no,
Like
no,
PC
not at
was
all.
not a thing, and we grew up in a time of where it was a trial by fire kind of culture. Like it was you know, either kill or be killed kind of thing. So like I feel like when I watch some other streamers and I see somebody like you or myself, it's like we don't have rules, or we have rules that are like the most loose interpretation of rules. Because it's like we get it. We know how to handle it. We know how to control it. Whereas you see some people these days and it's like, you know, no hate speech, no this, no that. It's like, okay, well, first of all, I don't know if it's because you can't handle it, but people are going to be like that no matter where you go.
Yeah.
Now, while this is your little corner of the internet, not exactly your real corner of the internet. It's like your channel on a mega website that, you know, in the blink of an eye, you could fall into obscurity. So, like, you know, like people are just overly sensitive about stuff like this, and it's like I just don't get it. Like, I don't even have rules. My channel is actually built on the term of freedom of speech. Come in and say what you want. Now, mind you, yes, I banned a troll just now because, well, I thought it would be funny, and because this isn't the daily chat, this is button mash. Daily chat, you get to come say like that, things like that. Not on this show though. This show, you show respect.
So
This is my house.
I'll actually I will contend that and
Okay,
and give you
please.
a parable, if you will.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I don't like people breaking into my house and shit and stealing my stuff, right?
Fair enough.
But people are still going to come in and try and break into my house and steal my shit. So, you know, it can be argued that, you know, in the same sense, if a streamer doesn't like people coming in spouting off hate or being just a
Right.
jackass, whatever, and them coming in and then being like, well, you know, the internet's not yours and you're always going to have to deal with that, so fuck off. I don't think that's the best mentality to have, because you know what, it's still their stream and they can do
Yes.
whatever the fuck they want. And that's kind of the beauty of Twitch, is you can mod somebody to ban them or ban them yourself, just kind of like you did that other guy. It's
Right.
like, all right, you're not doing what I prefer, go fuck yourself.
See,
Um,
it's not a matter of like, I totally agree with that assertion of it. Of it is your stream. At the end of the day, it is your stream, regardless of what I think. Your stream, your call. That's how it is. I think my biggest problem with it is the fact that the way I've always viewed it is there's two different kinds of people: people who can't handle it and people who don't want to handle it. Having the rules in place because you don't want to have to handle it, I think is totally fine. Having the rules in place because you can't handle it, I've always viewed that more as like, I've always viewed those more as people who are like, you know, I want the world to be more this way now. And are, you know, in their own like little kind of trying to conform it to their, like the thing as a whole to their perspective. And if you look on Twitch, a lot of the rules across Twitch are the same. Like channel to channel.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
almost all the same. Because it's like, once again, like in our channel, in my channel, if my co-host was here, he'd tell you, dude, some of the people we get are just the worst. Like, we get soda poppin' level chat in this.
Oh, ouch.
It gets bad on some days, like really bad. But it's like, once again, we can handle it, so we don't really care.
Yeah.
It's like, once again, you grew up in the 90s. You grew up in a time where you could handle it without an issue. It was so day-to-day norm kind of stuff that you don't even get affected by it. Whereas,
So-
like, if I was so overly sensitive by somebody coming in and saying, you know, a disparaging remark or something, like, I get called a Sandy N almost on a daily basis on my
Wow.
own stream. Almost. I don't even care. I'm like, first of all, I grew up as a fat brown kid. Believe me, I've heard much, much worse in a much shorter amount of time. So, it's like, I can handle it, so I don't really care. But, like, if it hurt my feelings, I'd almost feel like I was the problem. Like, I'd almost get that feeling like, you know, I get people are dicks, but, you know, the people who have these things because their feelings get hurt by it, it's like, maybe you need it.
Yeah, and that's kind of talking about a huge social change, which I agree with you. I think people should be less sensitive. But on the other hand, um, I also realize that there are a lot of political, sadly, and social changes and problems that are going on that
Yes.
I really think we need to be sensitive. Yeah, it's not socially acceptable to say certain words,
Right.
but it's also because those people are currently being oppressed. I mean, okay, one of the scariest things for me, I live in Kentucky. All right.
Ouch.
We're not the belt buckle of the Bible Belt, but we're a very
You're getting there.
reserved and judgy sort of mentality down here. I'm not from here, so I can say that. Uh, but no. Okay, so there's a law here in Kentucky that is currently trying to be contested, and I think it may have just been overturned, thank goodness. But there's a law here in Kentucky that if my employer at any time gets the inkling that I am gay,
Okay.
they can fire me
Ugh.
without hesitation. I have been with this company for 10 years. And if my boss thinks that I'm gay, he can fire me for being gay.
Right.
He doesn't even have to have proof
Yeah.
that I'm not gay. And the really scary thing is at work, I've been mistaken for a gay dude about 3 times.
I don't know how. You don't go to work with the googly eyes, do you?
They're a part of me. No, but oh, cool. Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Don't know who that is.
I'm assuming Man versus Game is what he's talking about.
There is no way Man versus Game is hosting me right now.
So I may or may not do some work for Man.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay,
But anyways, yeah. So I mean, fuck that law. But I mean, I've been approached,
right.
and it's never anybody that's like, "Hey, man, you gay?" It's always been like, "Hey, man, what you doing later?" And I'm like,
hey, brother.
And then it's like it's actually other dudes that think I'm gay or whatever, which is fine. I'm actually flattered by it. I'm like, all right, cool, like a dude thinks I'm attractive, sweet, no accounting for their poor taste. But no, I've been mistaken 3 times about over the last 10 years for being gay. And it terrifies me that if that were to get to a boss, they could fire me for that.
Right.
I know that's not going to happen because my job's fucking awesome and they're really cool. Very, very open, honest, but every other job that I've had, actually one of the jobs that I've had, my boss was a huge bigot and, he would come out spouting off. And I don't use this term lightly, but he'd be like, "Oh, them damn faggots coming in here and ruining my day and all this shit." And it scared the shit out of me.
Right.
Because, I have a higher pitched voice than most men. I have a little bit of a lisp, which kind of plays into the, stereotype, I guess you could say, of a homosexual. So I was terrified, like at any moment that this guy would just be like, "Hey, you know what? You queer, you're fired."
Yeah.
And I'd have nothing I could do about it.
No, and see, stuff like that, not okay. Like, in any way, shape, or form, not okay. Like,
yeah.
Like, let's get that straight. Like, I might be a dick, okay, but like screwing with somebody's like livelihood based on what they decide to do behind a closed door, super not your call. And
and I wholeheartedly agree. And the scary part about it, and the reason I brought that up is with that particular point, those not classes, but sexual preference.
Right. Yeah.
Your fucking sexual preference can affect the rest of your life. And what's worse, your ability to put food on the table for your family.
Yeah.
That is bullshit.
No, it absolutely it is. It never should have been a thing. It really shouldn't.
Yeah, exactly. But it is, and you're starting to see that more. And I've been seeing, not physically seeing, but there's a lot of hate crimes. I actually I volunteer for the Kentucky Fairness Campaign every so often, and one of the head, the director of Kentucky Fairness Campaign, was arrested because he was doing a silent protest. He didn't say a word, nothing. He was arrested for it, and then a bunch of people started swinging punches at him because he was gay. And I mean, I see this so often. So when somebody gets upset over the use of the, a derogatory term or a slur or anything like that, normally, I'd just be like, whatever, not a big deal. But when I'm seeing people getting their asses beat just because of their sexual preference, because of their race, I get it. I understand why we should be sensitive.
No,
honestly,
I
think
like
we should be sensitive until we
I
get
feel
that.
like sensitive has multiple definitions now. Like
True.
Before, like in the context I was trying to get across, I guess I failed horribly in that respect. But like it was like, say somebody calls me Sandy N. Okay. Yeah. Oh my god, my feelings are hurt. It ruined my day. That's kind of not okay. Like that's kind of one of those, look, people are going to say things you don't like. Suck it up and deal with it. Like, you don't get to have everything your way. The way you're describing sensitive, that's totally legitimate. And like, discrimination of that level, super not okay. Like, I feel like sensitive has two different diverging kind of contexts, but one's kind of feeding into the other.
Yeah.
Because we're lowering that bar of what's considered acceptable, what's not considered acceptable. Lowering, raising. We're doing a direction with the bar. The other one's going with it too. They're kind of like bungee together. So I feel like people are getting offended more easily, and you'll see that on Twitch. Like on Twitch, some broadcasters get offended super easily, whereas other ones like Tally, Co is actually a really good example. He's like the Ned Flanders of Twitch. You're like, all he's missing is Oakley Dokley, and he'd pretty much be Ned Flanders. But like he's got a very respectful community, very helpful community, and when somebody comes in, he'll say, that's not okay, and he'll ban them. Okay, that's great, but he doesn't let it get to him. Whereas I've seen some female broadcasters borderline in tears because somebody called them a dumb hoe. Look, I'm sorry. If you have, I've been called a dumb hoe. I'm not even a chick. Like, some words they're just words. It's really not a big deal sometimes. And I just look at the rules for some chat channels, and it's like, dude, there's so many rules here. Like, at what point does it just stop being fun to even talk? Because some of the channels, like, they've had rules where it's like, you can't even, if you were to shoot the breeze the way you and I were doing it, you and I would have actually been banned in some channels just now, based on the discussion we just had. Like, it's getting to a point on Twitch where, like, I just don't really see it now. And that's where it comes back to my channel of just being on freedom of speech. You say what you want. Yeah. Say what you want, we'll deal with it afterwards. But going way back. Good lord, we're talking about 60 FPS at one point, then we ended up talking about human rights.
Yeah, look at that.
I'm sure Twitch is just super proud of us right now.
Probably.
So, God, what was I going to ask you? So, are you going to actually invest in a Logitech C22?
Yeah, C922. Yeah, and I kind of have this option right now. I can either invest in another capture card for my computer.
Okay. And
then I'd be able to get the Canon Vixia H. Oh God, I keep forgetting it.
It's a G30, HF
G30. Which is a fantastic camera, and I can hook that up and I can stream with that, and it would look great and amazing and sexy and wonderful. Or I could get the C920 and see how that works. Now, I may do both. I'm just debating on which one to do first because I have a multi-camera setup.
Okay.
I have two C920s, one over there and one up here currently. But if you guys checked out my Drunken Sailor stream, the sing-along pirate stream, I had multiple camera angles that I would switch off between. And I kind of did that back in my days of, broadcasting and for television and stuff like that. So I want to have as many cameras that I can possibly have to switch back and forth between.
Right.
So yeah, that's why I do that.
So what type of capture card are you looking for then?
At this point, In my head, I was thinking something really expensive. I
Like
keep
a
looking
Magma?
down at my computer, by the way. That's why I'm looking down here.
Ah,
Um, because the capture card that I have was like $350, and I had to get it from Japan. Hi, if you're still in here, you probably know which one I'm talking about, the Micom Soft. And the capture card is fucking amazing. It can capture 1080p, 60 frames per second. In case I wanted to do something like that in the future. But it can also, not only does it capture HDMI, but it also has an HDMI pass through with little to no lag, along with retro consoles, composite component, S video, all the old school systems and all that stuff. So it's like it does fucking everything. But
right.
it's stupid expensive. Everything's in Japanese, and good luck getting support if you need it. So I've been for like the last months. I'm like, man, I don't want to spend that much money on a capture card. And then I thought about it. I was like, shit, all I got to do is get a regular internal capture card that just takes HDMI and then doesn't even have to have HDMI out. What the hell's wrong with me? So yeah.
So that's really cool. So would you just be getting one with like more ports on it then, or would you be looking at a whole different brand?
So I would look at a different brand. And here's the thing. So the production side of me would want to go with the Blackmagic capture card, because the Blackmagic capture card takes multiple inputs, and I've worked with Blackmagic software and hardware, and it's absolutely fantastic. Blackmagic makes a lot of live production equipment,
Yep.
and it's wonderful. But it turns out that capture card by Blackmagic is fucking terrible, apparently.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, you might be the first person in history I know who used the Blackmagic card who has a good experience, because everyone I know, they've all switched off of it because they're like, nope, it crashed, it potatoed out, it broke.
Yep.
So yeah,
But luckily for me, in the last year, there have been a lot more capture cards that are HDMI 60 frames per second, which is pretty fucking fantastic, considering about 2 years ago when I started to get into the capture card business, the one that I got was just nothing but fucking problems.
right. See, I use an AverMedia GC 550 card,
Mhm.
and I love that card. It's a great card. On my other PC, where I do all my YouTube stuff, I have a U3. Oh, what the hell's that?
Oh, U3, yeah. So this is
That's an Elgato.
Yep, Elgato.
Is that the internal or the external one?
External?
Oh, HD60?
Yeah. No, not the 60. This I think this did a maximum of 30 frames per second.
30. Okay, so it's the older edition.
Yep,
But yeah, I
it's
know.
one
On the
before it.
U3 where I shoot all my YouTube videos, instead of getting a monitor for the card or for the camera, or instead of getting a monitor for the camera, I instead used the U3, and I hooked it up to that, and I hooked it up to the computer. And now the computer acts as the monitor. So while I'm recording, I can actually view the playback and everything.
Yep.
And it was all great. And then it was like a little bit touch and go. I don't know why it would just stop like working randomly. So I'm like, oh, okay, troubleshoot it, not working. Roll back the drivers, works, breaks again. I'm on the phone with AverMedia engineers a few days ago, like I think 2 days ago. All the USB all the USB 3.0 host controllers are gone.
Oh man.
Guys, like, are you sure you have it hooked up to USB 3.0? I'm like, oh my god, I am not having, like, this is not happening right now. Like, I make videos for them. And he's asking me if I have it hooked up to the right 3.0 controller. Dude, it was the most horrific experience I've ever had with a capture card breaking. Like, I've never been more embarrassed in my entire life than on that particular moment. And it was just one of those things. I'm like, I end up just wiping out the whole computer. Just wiped it all out.
Oh my god.
I'm like, screw it. I'm not even going to deal with this.
Oh my gosh. Yep.
Yeah, no, I feel your pain. Like, I know, like, Linus Tech Tips was using the Blackmagic card, and they had a bunch of issues with it, too.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, if you're going to go with the Blackmagic, the lineup of bodies behind you who have used this card is getting rather extensive.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, if you end up going with the Blackmagic card, are you going to still stay with the webcam setup, or going to upgrade to more cam or better cams, or what are you going to do then?
I'd use the HFG 30 as my primary, and then I'd keep the secondary ones as well, because Upon donations to my channel, I got to be able to grab my camera and turn it upside down very quickly, and I can't really do that with the HFG 30.
Why do you have to turn it upside down?
Maybe we'll find out tonight. I don't know.
Okay. I have a feeling the Google eyes are part of it.
I don't know.
So, okay, so actually, let's move into that next topic that I have to ask you about is
Okay.
the concept of donations on Twitch and like goals. And I know some people, they drink like pops, like disgusting pops. Other people, other like more, oh, let's just call it what it is. Cam girls twerk. We've had that on Twitch. And like, where do you come up with like your ideas? How do you feel about that whole thing about like people doing like, you know, certain things just to make income on Twitch?
I have mixed feelings on it. It's to me, it's a lot like fire. Fire is a fantastic tool that can grow empires, grow cities, grow civilizations, but it can also be used to completely destroy and fuck people up. So, oh yeah, Blue Bomber, you're right. So I think it's great. I know that it can be used effectively. I know it can be used intelligently, and I know it can be used to do a lot of good stuff. Prime example, this microphone right here. This is a very expensive microphone, one that I've had my eye on for longer than I've been streaming, but never
Indeed.
thought I'd afford. And because of my awesome chat crew, they've been so great with helping me out so that I could afford it. So not only could I do production here, but production elsewhere. My mixer, the same thing, the secondary camera, the lighting, even the green screen. Those donations are really the things that keep this stream getting better and better. So in a way, I kind of don't see those as donations so much as they are investments.
Right.
It's investments in entertainment, because I make sure that all of those donations go right back into the channel in some way. Alternatively, or actually on the same edge, I have had donation goals. You know, this is the next device I want to get. I want to be able to do this for you guys, like that G30 that I was talking about. This bad boy right here.
Right.
This is not the greatest camera that I've ever worked with, but it's small, it's portable, it has a clean out HDMI. It's fantastic, it's exactly what I need, and much cheaper than what I would typically go for. So I was having a big problem with my fire breathing and external shots of the house and archery and fire swinging, and all of those streams, because the camera that I had didn't have a clean HDMI output. It just looked like shit.
Mm-hmm. I've got that problem.
So I talked to my stream and I put a goal up and I said, listen, guys, I don't want you to feel pressured to do this, but this is the next step for me.
Mm-hmm.
I would love if we could, but again, I don't want you guys to feel like I would care about you any less or treat you any worse because you didn't donate. So we ended up actually raising the money for it. I was able to purchase, and now all of my firebending streams are fucking amazing looking.
So how often do you do a firebending stream?
Here recently hasn't been much, just because I've been on a little bit of hiatus, returning now. But they're going to be pretty frequent, like if not once a month, 2 to 3 times a month, if I can. Yeah. You know, I got a boy on the payroll, so I intend to use them.
Oh, well, hey, fair enough. No, that's really cool. And I don't know, there's always been mixed reactions to, I guess it's the manner in which people are given that people have the biggest issue with.
Yep.
But then again, I've also been of the same mindset of, unless you're at X level, your opinion has a lot less weight. Like you'll see a lot of people like once again, on my channel we don't pull any punches. Casey Tron pulls in an obscene amount of money.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people you'll see have a lot of issues with that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, the way I've always viewed it is, you know, she's got a product I guess people want to have.
Yep.
Or like. And it's like, well, a lot of people are object to the nature of it. It's like, the concept of it, I'm like, it seems to be fine. But like, you'll always see like a lot of like smaller tier streamers that just, you'll see them nonstop bitch. Like, they're always bitching about the finances. I think, and once again, I think this comes back to, we all wish we had got onto this bandwagon back in 2009.
2009, yep.
Where this was us and not them kind of thing.
Yep.
But like when with the concept of not donational goals, but like, you know, like I'll do 10 jumping jacks that Twitch had to ban from from its platform. Like, what did you think about those when streamers would do that?
I actually I liked it. I personally welcome that sort of, not ingenuity. What's the word I'm looking for?
Entrepreneurship.
Entrepreneurship, maybe. Yeah, that might be a good thing. But creativity, I guess.
Okay.
I actually like that level of creativity. In my humble opinion, if you have a gimmick, if you have something fun that people look forward to on donations or subscriptions or something like that, I mean, all the better, because ultimately at the end of the day, why do people watch Twitch? To be entertained.
Right.
That's it. And if you're doing something that entertains people, fucking awesome. I mean, I have this stuff. It's called Punishment Tequila. The stuff smells like a moldy foot. It tastes twice as bad. It's made me Ralph on the stream like 25 plus times. Not because of the alcoholic content, just because of how fucking nasty it is, right? And I noticed that people loved seeing it. So I turned it into a donation incentive and said, hey, if you guys are fantastic enough to help this channel out, then I'm going to punish myself for your enjoyment, because who doesn't love a little bit of Schadenfreude now and then?
Right. Exactly.
And they love it. They absolutely love it. So I know that I'm doing something right. Now, you know, if you're going to have somebody get up there on donations and, you know, skirt the limits of what the TOS is about, yeah, it's kind of fucked up. But, you know, I heard about some people that were getting banned because of jumping jacks. I still don't understand that fully.
Because they were doing it in like see-through pants.
Oh, I actually saw that on YouTube. Yeah, somebody was like, "Oh my god!" Yeah,
yeah. That's actually probably something I should have elaborated on when I said they were doing jumping jacks. Is you could see through the pants.
Yeah,
or it was like squats or something. It was something where the pants, like, it was those yoga pants that are like, they look black when they're like fine, but the minute you stretch them, they go like transparent. It was those pants.
I could be perpetuating lies and misinformation, but wasn't that also the person that's done stuff like that about 8 times in the past?
Yeah, I know. Legendary Leah does it all the time.
Okay. Yeah, because
don't worry about names. Just go for it.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of the person, to be honest.
I actually don't. In all honesty, I don't think it was Leah. I think it was some other female streamer who. Oh shoot! Whoops. Sorry.
What did you do now?
I just moved the zoom window because it's on window capture. Whoa. I have to keep zoom in exactly the same spot that it's in.
Yeah, you can't move it at all, man.
Yeah, God damn. But
yeah, I mean,
OBS used to be so good.
Nope, not anymore.
No, it's not.
And okay, so let me say this, and I'm probably going to be like burning so many bridges and pissing so many people off about.
Hey, don't do anything you're not comfortable with. I can do it because that's literally how I built my stream. You don't do anything you're not comfortable with.
It's been boiling inside me for a long time about the cam girls and the Twitch sluts, as I've heard them called before. Okay, so there are plenty of beautiful women on Twitch.
Yes.
There are plenty of beautiful women that can come off as provocative. There are plenty of beautiful women that are going to get people's attention just because they are beautiful.
Yes.
Who gives a flying fuck? Because I will argue with you that incredibly handsome gentlemen are popular for that exact reason. I've seen people blow up, guys blow up, because they are attractive and it is constantly mentioned in their channel. But nobody mentions anything about that, you know, and I'll leave you to figure out why that is.
Because double standards are amazing.
But yeah, it is. It's really a double standard. I mean, and you know, everybody's like, well, they're the boobies, and all that stuff. You know what? All right. If you draw people in because of your boobs, fucking fantastic. You have an advantage that other people do not have. And that's what everybody tries to argue. Well, they have an advantage that we don't have. Okay, well, I have an advantage that a lot of other people don't have. My beard.
Yeah.
I can't tell you the number of people that have followed me and said, hey, I just followed because of that fucking beard. And a lot of people can't grow a beard. Chicks can't grow beards. Well, some chicks can grow beards.
You don't want those chicks on Twitch. Trust me right now. You do not want that.
I do. I think that'd be awesome. But
listen, okay, it's already a circus over here. I don't need Ringley Brothers actually owning a channel on Twitch.
Well, I am a circus leader, ringmaster, so I guess that's possibly why I think it's great. But, and the other thing is, everybody is going to have an unfair advantage on Twitch. And that's what makes it so fucking cool, because I'm taking all of the unfair advantages that I have, the people that I know, the connections that I have, the knowledge that I have, and I am utilizing the fuck out of them.
Right.
And that's what makes it great. There's a friend of mine, Official Daikon, that is a streamer. And if you guys don't know who Official Daikon is, please go check him out. He is absolutely wonderful, the nicest guy, so genuine. Didn't even get upset with me when I owed him like $100 and completely forgot to pay him for an entire year. But Official Daikon can speak Japanese.
Oh, damn.
Which means he pulls in a shitload of viewers from Japan, which is an incredibly unfair advantage. But nobody's ever been upset with him for it, because, again, that's what makes Twitch great.
Yeah.
Is he has the ability. It's not an unfair advantage. It's his ability to speak a second language. Holy shit, that's fucking crazy. So the fact that he's utilizing it and showing it to others on Twitch is great. Same thing with female streamers that have very attractive faces, very attractive bodies, or are amazing at makeup and stuff like that. They have a leg up over anybody else that is not as attractive, or, some other male streamers. Fucking fantastic. And I guarantee you, there will always be that female streamer that is not in it for the right reasons, that is not entertaining in any way, shape, or form, but only gets follows, likes, donations, whatever, because they're attractive and people are thinking with their dicks. That's going to happen. You will never get rid of that. And unfortunately, those are the streamers that are going to put a bad name out there for other female streamers, just like other male streamers. There's a ton of people out there, dudes, that are just fucking assholes about it all. And they're ruining it for other streamers. So everybody focuses on the negative. It's just human.
It's what we do.
It's what we do as humans. We focus on the negative. So yeah, I can bitch about the female streamer that's showing her boobs maybe a little bit too much. Big fucking deal. For hours on end. But I never once mention or talk about the fucking hundreds of thousands of female streamers who are intelligent, beautiful or not beautiful, who are fucking entertaining, funny as shit, and can kick my ass in a video game any goddamn day of the week.
Right.
And I really think that we as a community needs to start talking about that more.
Yeah.
Fuck the people that suck. Talk about the people that are doing so well. And that's, kind of what you do on your channel. You find the people that are awesome,
but
and you try to lift them up.
But like I told you, though, like, that's not, like, I sift through a lot of people. Mind you, once again, I've known about you since TwitchCon last year.
Mm-hmm.
But God, I sift through. It's like, there's some people, I was even telling you on off air, I'm like,
yeah,
why are you streaming? Like, just why? Like, it's not a looks thing. It's not like, it's not a personal thing. It's, you have all the personality of baked beans. Like, I have been in your channel for 20 minutes. You have not said one word about anything. It is like you are legitimately just playing a game. Like, why? Like, because there's a lot of people nowadays who see somebody the size of Lyric or Soda Poppin', and they're like, oh, people will pay to watch you play, or people will pay and watch you play video games. Perfect. I'm going to do that. It's like, that's not Twitch. That's not streaming.
Yep.
It happens to be how it is, but that's not what it is. Like, what it is now is entertainment. What it is now is community development, involvement. If you're a chick, exploitation, because why not? If you got it, flaunt it. I've always been a huge believer in that. There was a time when I was getting ready for graduation, I was just hitting the gym twice a day, every day, cut like 35 pounds in 2 months. It was insane. I'm like, dude, I'm going to stream freaking shirtless on Twitch. It's going to be great. Not 2 weeks before I was about to get ready to get started, they put the new rules out. You can't stream shirtless. I'm like, great. Oh, okay, I am not getting that memory card back.
Oh, goodbye, Mr. Memory Card.
Oh, dude, that memory card went flying to the back of the kitchen table. It's underneath a shelf now. I am not getting that memory. I think it was 128 gigs, too.
Oh, the pain.
Oh, God. But yeah, like, it was one of those things like, I've always been fine with it, but there's some people on Twitch, it's just like, look, I know what you think is going to happen, but it's not going to happen that way. Like, just mathematically speaking, literally everyone around you on the same row of your game is doing the same thing. So, like, there's nothing that distinguishes you apart. Like, once again, I don't have tits. Well, okay, I do, but I don't have tits people want to see. Okay, and so I can't flaunt physical assets. So instead, I became talented.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, it's setting yourself apart, like you said, that, it's something different that people can't do. You have your beard, which, by the way, whole reason why I even came to your channel the first time. I see a name called Mr. Mustachio. I saw the icon. I'm like, okay, let's check it out. I clicked on it. I'm like, holy shit, you gotta be kidding me. Like, actually, I think from the time I saw you, you've cut it, haven't you? It used to be bigger. Okay.
Yeah, it used to be down to like
yes.
here.
Okay. I could have sworn. I could have sworn it looked bigger before, but then again, though, that's what she said.
Hey,
Figure I better beat you to it. So it's just one of those things. Like, I was very curious to know what other people's opinion, because I always like to get like other streamers' input, just to see, like it kind of like Philip DeFranco, where if you sit too much in your own sphere, your perception becomes very polluted very fast.
yes.
Like, you need to get other people's opinions. Like, once again, we had that huge discussion. I don't know how we end up on civil rights, but we had the huge discussion about civil rights about a half hour ago, and the concept of sensitivity.
Yep.
Two conflicting opinions, admittedly, my bad for diverging to the wrong definition of it, but still, two different opinions, but it helped create a bigger picture.
Yes.
Where that is something that you do need, and why I always like to talk to guests about this, other streamers about this, because I have a female streamer who's one of my mods. Her name is BK Evil Chick. She's a part of the dying game, I think, from Ubisoft. I know, right? Big surprise, Ubisoft game is dying. Okay. Ghost Recon Phantoms.
Mm-hmm.
And she actually doesn't even use a webcam anymore. Hyper attractive. Like, I think she's Puerto Rican.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, really good looking girl. Doesn't even use a webcam anymore because she got tired of getting hit on. I'm like, but this comes back to me. This comes back to the business and capitalist in me, where it's like, turn your goddamn webcam on. Like, turn it on now. Like, I guarantee your viewership would triple in a second.
Yeah, but I'm sure there's a lot of assholes out there on the internet that either make her feel uncomfortable or just...
That doesn't matter. It's business.
It is business.
That doesn't matter.
As Bobby Brown once said, it's her prerogative. She can do just what she feels.
But like, yeah, it's just one of those things that whenever I see it, I'm like, you're doing it wrong. It's like, you're doing it wrong. So what made you want to grow the beard? What made you want to make this your gimmick, or did it happen to be you had the beard and made it your gimmick?
Actually, so since I'm named that Mustachio, that really was the original gimmick. Oh, hey, Geeky Gaming, what's up? So that was the original gimmick. It's been about 10 years. 10 years ago, I saw this joke picture in the bowels of the internet of some dude that was selling his mustache on eBay. And it was just a tiny little mustache, and at the very tips, he had it curled up a little bit. And I thought, that looks so good and funny. I have to do that. So I grew the mustache out, and it started getting to the point where I could curl it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm actually doing this. I'm capable of doing this. And then, everybody at work was like, holy shit, that's hilarious. That's so cool. And then I started getting all these comments and things like that. And I caught girlfriend's high with it. And my cousin actually was the one that dubbed me with the nickname Mustachio.
Okay.
So he used to joke about, me being Mustachio and all that stuff, which we thought was funny and all this stuff. So I've been doing it for about 10 years. And what I would do is I'd grow it out for 6 months, shave it off, grow it out for 6 months, shave it off.
Okay.
For 6 months, off and on, off and on. Um, that way I could at least like eat foods that I enjoy, for 6 months
For six
before
months.
and it was, it was a part of my life, but it wasn't like the defining feature of me.
Right.
Sort of. It was just another goofy ass thing that, Brian did. So let's laugh at him. Ha, ha, ha. So anyways, so I would do that. And then it came time to start my stream, and I'm sitting there thinking, should I use the name that I have been using for the last 15 years, ever since Xbox, the original, which is an obscure, relatively obscure JRPG from the 90s. And it wasn't even a main character. It was like a sub boss that I thought was just so cool. And then tell everybody to give me this nickname of Ally, Allly, because that's, what all these internet communities had nicknamed me and all that stuff. And I was going to do it. I was that close. Man. I had the Twitch name and all that stuff from back in Justin TV. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do this. And then I thought about it. I'm like, man, it's not really good. And I'm going to hate that name eventually because it's so hard to type. It's so hard to spell. What can my name be? And then it hit me. I was like, shit, my cousin calls me Mustachio. I have a big fucking mustache. That's got to draw some people in. So I ran with it. The downside to this is that now that everybody knows that I'm Mustachio, now that I have the name of Mustachio, I haven't been able to shave this fucking mustache for 2.5 years. So for 2.5 fucking years, I haven't been able to enjoy ice cream or soup, and I haven't been able to take a bite of anything like a hamburger without getting some fucking mustache hairs in there.
Oh.
And as far as the beard goes, I always wanted a beard, like since I was really young, but I could never grow it. And then just as I started streaming a little bit before, I was in this job where nobody saw me. I was kind of like locked in this small little dungeon corner cubicle office in a high-rise building with glass and all that shit with like 5 other people. And there were the only 5 people that ever saw me, and I didn't have to impress anybody. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to shave because I'm lazy. And it started actually filling out. I'm like, fuck yeah, beard. Woo! So I'm too scared to shave the beard because I'm afraid it won't come back.
Yeah, yes. You're afraid it's this magic roll of the dice AI system where it's like, it's the one time it's going to be great. I think that's awesome. See, I have the opposite. I had to shave just before this interview because I shaved 2 days ago and it was like, it looks like a chia's pet had sprouted out on my face in 2 days.
Well, I mean, that's kind of indicative of your heritage, right?
It is, and it's annoying. Because I have to shave, my chest from my 12th rib up. I'm dead serious. I am dead serious. I have to shave because if I don't, I look like one of those freaking Persian people from the movies that have the hair popping up and the gold chain.
Okay, I say this to everybody that has an exceptionally large amount of chest hair. Just unbutton your shirt, get a gold chain, man. Just run with it.
No. Once again, I have quality standards of myself, and I'd like to keep them just a little bit. Listen, okay? I don't have the money not only to afford a gold chain, but to afford the Ferrari, BMW, Mercedes, or other high-end car that you need to have to make that scheme work.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, speaking of which, when I was in Paris for work, oh my god, dude. The amount of, like, Persian and Arab people you see with the gold chain and the unbuttoned shirt in the high-end car, like, it made up an entire street.
But wait. What if that's how you get the car, is unbuttoning your shirt and wearing a gold chain? What if that's the thing that gets you the car?
No, I have standards. You should too.
Well, I wouldn't have standards if I could grow that amazing chest hair, but I mean, not much there. Not much.
Dude,
you know?
I literally have more hair on my arm than you. I have more hair on my arm just showing on camera right now than you got on your chest.
That's true. That's very true.
I think that's really cool, though. Like, so do you feel like the beard has been what's been driving your channel?
You know,
like not to make you sound like a one-trick gimmick, but I mean,
no, please, by all means. No, I get it. Gotta spend the oil money somehow. still, damn it. No, but at first it kind of was. I mean, that's what grabbed people in. And I always knew that having the beard and touting the beard and the mustache would grab people in. And I'm okay with that. I was completely fine with that. But I knew that they'd come in, they'd see the beard, they'd get bored. So I knew that I had to step up my game once they got in. So I made sure that I was always high energy. I made sure that I was always telling jokes or acting like a doofus or punishing myself in some way, shape, or form, or just giving people what they don't necessarily see on an everyday basis. So yeah, it's a big integral part, but it's not the one trick pony that I kind of wish it would be.
No, I always thought like there are a number of bearded streamers on Twitch. Mm-hmm. Some who do it great, others it's just like the beard's not enough, man. Just shut the camera off.
I did not want to be that guy. I did not want to be that guy.
No, but like once again, you're good enough. I wanted to interview you for a show. Like tells you you're doing something right, regardless of how small the stream is. Tells you you're doing something right that somebody wanted to talk to you, because I did notice you are always high energy. You are always very engaged with your viewers, and that's one of the like cornerstones of like Twitch advice is always be engaging with your viewers. Go to any Reddit page that's involving streaming in any capacity. That's always like the first thing you see is like, talk to your viewers. Make sure you talk to everybody.
Talk to everybody.
Talk to everybody. Be like that desperate chick at the party. Just talk to everybody. But no, I was wondering, because it's like, once again, with so many bearded streamers on Twitch, it was like, did you feel like that? Like, I want to know if that drove your channel, if like you thought it was like people came for the beard, stayed for you, or in just any capacity like that.
So when I first started streaming, there were bearded streamers, but there weren't a lot of big bearded streamers, or none that I noticed, anyways.
Right.
And the beard culture and the mustache culture, probably about 3 or 4 years ago, really started to explode.
It just blew up like a powder keg.
So yeah, I saw that one coming, and I'm part of a team called Beard Apocalypse, where I met other bearded streamers, and we got together solely off of us having beards, and then ending up that we fell in love with each other because of our sweet ass personalities, and now we're all betrothed. That was a joke. But I mean, it really did drive the stream forward. And at first I pushed hard on it, but as it's kind of gone along, I've relied or pushed it less.
Okay.
And really the only thing that kind of remains out of touting of the beard is the googly eyes.
Yeah.
Staying in the beard. So.
And now, do you keep the beard just so you can keep the googly eyes?
I keep the beard because I look better with a beard, I feel.
Okay.
There are pictures of me out there without a beard. And
do you age back 10 years the second all your facial hair is gone?
Yeah. Actually, so one of girlfriend's friends thinks that I look a little bit like, who's it, Marc McGrath?
The singer?
Girlfriend?
The country singer?
Uh-oh. No, the lead singer of Sugar Ray.
Oh God, that douche with the goatee.
She thinks I look like Sugar Ray, but hey, I'm going to take that as a huge compliment, because he may be a douche with a goatee, but he's a fairly attractive douche with a goatee.
Hey, I can't deny that, man. That man is gorgeous. There are some guys you look at, it's like, wow, you are really good looking. Like every guy you'll ever meet from Sweden.
Yeah, they're all very attractive.
They're all I have yet to meet an ugly Swede. I'm pretty sure that doesn't exist. And I mean, like, I have traveled the world. I have worked around the world. I've yet to meet an ugly Swede. I have met some ugly French people. I've met tons of ugly Germans, but yet not one ugly Swede.
I also I want to go on a side note to say that I don't think Marc McGrath is a douche at all. He's actually a really nice guy, and I met him at Disney.
Oh, hey, once again, just like sensitivity, douche has two meanings now.
I know. I like throwing you under the bus. It's kind of
I'm sure most people do on my show. Amazing how that works. You know what's funny is my guests have to be the one who do all the deprecating remarks to me because I sure as hell won't do it to myself. I opened the interview today with, it's me, I'm the hottest thing going on twitch.tv. Okay, look, when you open a show that way, you don't have to throw yourself under the bus just ever. Other people will
Everybody
do
else
it for
does
you.
it for you. Yep. So true.
No, I think that's really cool. See, like, I get confused all the time. Like, no one ever really guesses I'm 30, especially right after I shave. It's like, oh, you're 23. I'm like, oh, I wish I was 23 again.
Oh, man.
But yeah, no, I think that's really cool, though. I think the beard is a great idea. But one thing I've noticed, though, for your channel is you've branded pretty hard on that mustache.
Yeah.
So if you got rid of your mustache, would you just have to rebrand your whole channel?
Yeah, I've thought about it and I've debated about that a lot. Yeah, it's been the topic of many discussions with a lot of people that I work with too, work with on the stream and the production stuff, and part of what I wanted to do with the current rebranding that I'm doing, our massive overhaul that's going to be coming up in the next couple of weeks, was to be able to give me the freedom to shave how I needed to or how I wanted to. But I also I realized that with the new rebranding, it wouldn't make nearly as much sense without the mustache.
Right. Because, yeah, you kind of woven that not only to your branding, but literally into the channel name.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
that.
I mean,
that's one of
truly,
those, it's like, we can rebrand a channel. Weaving it into the channel name, that's kind of like hard coding it. Like, that can't be changed after it's done.
It cannot. And, you know, honestly, I think that if I shaved now, my family wouldn't recognize me anymore and might get freaked out and like stab me in the middle of the night if I was walking around their house getting a sandwich or something.
Dog won't recognize you anymore.
Yeah, nobody will recognize me. You know, I'll be at TwitchCon, you know, shaving, and they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, what's up?" And they're like, "Who the fuck are you?" Mustachio. Remember I had the...
They'll just turn to the guy next to them. I thought minors weren't allowed at TwitchCon.
Yeah. 13-year-olds aren't, or 12-year-olds aren't supposed to be streaming. That's what,
Somebody go get Twitch security. Why is his sister with him? Ditch the kid, get the sister.
So, I actually have not been without facial hair in almost 20 years, I think.
Jeez.
Wait,
Wow.
no, not 20 years. No, 13 years. 13 years. Yep.
Yeah, I had a mustache back in elementary school. So literally since I've been in single digits, I've had a mustache.
Yeah.
I actually got it waxed once when I was like 7.
That's horrifying.
That
is
oh
absolutely
yeah,
horrifying.
it's horrifying enough. I'm 30. I still talk about it because I remember it. Like it was painful. To this day, like even when I used to get my chest and my back waxed and all this other stuff, never put it near my face, just ever. Because yeah, oh god, yeah. Have you ever had your mustache waxed off?
Okay, so funny you should say that. Prior to me growing the mustache out, I hated the idea of me having a mustache. And I promised my young self that I would never have a mustache. Just because I didn't think they looked good, and I definitely didn't think they would ever look good on me. So I'm like, nope, never having it. So I was actually thinking about going in and waxing it. And waxing any hair will cause it to grow in less.
Yes.
Because you're damaging the follicles and stuff so that it won't grow the hair. And I almost did it once, but I didn't, just because of various circumstances and things. It wasn't me backing out because I was afraid. It was just, you know, one of those things. And it was always one of those things where I was like, man, I wish I would have waxed my mustache so I wouldn't have to shave it so often. It wouldn't grow in, wouldn't look nasty and you know, all this stuff. And then, like I said, I saw that picture of the guy that was selling his mustache on eBay. I was like, maybe I can do this. And ever since that day, I've been like, so thankful that I didn't wax it.
Well, one wax wouldn't have done permanent damage. Like,
yeah, it really wouldn't have, but I would have gone back after that.
oh yeah. See, now if you repeatedly do it, like I waxed my chest for probably a solid year.
Cool.
And well, actually, on your chest, not that bad. Honestly, it's
Yeah?
not, because the amount of muscle mass you have will tighten the skin, so it doesn't pull as much. Your lip, on the other hand, will pull a very, very large amount. That's where it all hurts. So when you do your chest and your back, it's like, whatever. Now you do like, you know, something fleshy, Oh dear God.
So remember how I said I used to make videos?
Yeah.
There may or may not be a Camp Kill Yourself inspired set of videos where I took some home wax and did that.
Oh dear God.
The problem was that the wax cooled too quickly.
Oh.
I lost grip midway through the pool. And the person filming it was also the person that had the cooling medicated wipe, and he couldn't figure out how to open it fast enough.
Oh.
I think I may still have that VHS. Maybe at like a huge milestone, like 10,000 followers, or like if I get partnered 200 to 300 subs or something, I'll release that video out.
Wait, whoa, hang on, whoa. 10,000 followers, or get partnered at 200 to 300 subscribers.
Yeah.
Okay, look here. I don't know if you know how numbers work here. Okay, but those two are not the same.
No, well, I didn't say that they were equivocal. I was saying, like, if I start freaking out that I get close to 10,000, I can just bump it up to 200 to 300.
So you can cop out.
God. That's the joke, yes.
Okay, see. Here's the thing. On my channel, we like to make sure things are out in the open, like just a plain Jane kind of level.
I don't know, chaps. Would any of you like to see a video of me?
I would like to see it. I don't care about them. I want to see it. This sounds like the most wonderful thing ever. But here's the thing. When I had my hairy chest, I only started shaving it back in like whenever Gillette launched one of the commercials with a guy shaving his chest in the shower. That's when I started doing it. I had a hairy chest for a long time. And one of my friends who was in grad school with me, she's like, hey, how about we shave your chest? I can do it for you. I know how. I was like, okay, why not? It'll make me look better. Sure. Okay, first of all, I don't think the wax was hot enough, yet alone cool enough. We did not have enough strips. She did not know what she was doing. And it was horrific. Here's the thing. We used 3 or 4 papers. Whatever the hell the waxing papers are, okay?
Yeah.
We didn't dent the hair. Like I went to a mirror. It looks like maybe some hair fell out. It didn't. You hadn't dented. Looked at the paper, totally black.
Oh no!
I was like, oh dear God. It was at that moment I knew I was gonna have to start shaving my chest because waxing was definitely not happening.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I have a picture of the wax strip after I was done with it. It was pink wax, and there was like long ass, scraggly, nasty hair, like halfway speckled through it because it didn't have all the hairs. And we had a lot of different like crazy shit like that filmed, and that was going to be the DVD cover.
I'm just telling, if you put that up on YouTube even now, you probably still get a bunch of views. Probably not viral views, but you probably still get a bunch of views.
Probably, and luckily for us, I artistically covered the cash and prizes enough that I could put it up on YouTube.
The cash and prizes. That's amazing.
Yep. I don't even know if girlfriend knew that story. Hopefully she's not listening.
God, I hope she is. Is she not home right now?
No, she's home right now.
I'm surprised she didn't know that story then.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you really talk about to your girlfriend, hey, there was this one time I tried to wax my junk?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, 100%.
I did, however, tell her about the time that I nared my junk. And boy, is that an entertaining story.
Okay, you don't have to tell me the story, but tell me, because I have concepted that idea.
Uh-huh.
How well did it work?
If you follow the instructions or if you do it the way that I did it. Because I feel like those are two completely separate answers.
So the right way and then the male way. Okay, let's go with the right way first.
The right way, it doesn't get rid of the hair. It just makes it really brittle and easier to shave. So for somebody like you, it would probably be fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now your way, the male way.
Have you ever had a chemical burn before?
I'm happy to say no. It gives me a lot of pleasure to say no, by the way. Like a lot of it.
So there may or may not have been a time where you have to leave it on your skin, right? And it even warns you on the bottle, don't put it in sensitive skin areas like your junk. I paraphrase that. I don't think they used your junk as, the alliteration to it, but you're supposed to leave it on your skin for like 4 minutes.
Okay.
I had gone upstairs and was playing on my computer and forgot about it for 19 minutes. And I only remembered that I was doing it when I noticed that my junk started itching. And I realized that it had been 19 minutes. So I ran screaming down the stairs into the bathroom, hopped in the shower, and you saw Deadpool, right?
Yes.
You saw Spawn the movie, right?
Yes.
So imagine my testicle looking like one of their heads.
My God. So your game was so freaking important. You couldn't wait 4 minutes.
It wasn't even a game. I was just kind of surfing the net.
Oh my God.
Also, I'm loving my chat right now. They're freaking out over this.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Oh, yep.
So, wow. Okay. How long did it take you to recover from this? Look, I think the whole Twitch streaming portion of this show is just gone. We are now just into story time, and I'm so morbidly curious now. For all of you watching this on the YouTube channel, this is just straight bonus. Consider yourselves lucky. How long did it take you to not look like a spawn head and become your testicle?
Weeks.
And now, did this remove all kinds of activity from the equation?
I'm sure it would have if I was getting activity.
Oh, okay. Well, then, hey, good for you.
A little bit of a dry spell. A little bit of a dry.
Dude, I'm on year 4 of a dry spell.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
But see, here's the thing. I'm really bad about leaving the house. For me, I'm a very ever since I came back and started Little Rex Media, I've just been working non-stop. So for me, it's a matter of I just want to keep working more and more.
Ryder wants to know how we got on this subject. I don't remember.
I don't know, dude. You're gonna have to listen to the archive and find out, because even I don't have a damn idea.
All I'm gonna say is I'm loving my chat right now.
I'm sure, because by God, it's great.
Oh,
That
God.
is just fantastic. It's such a good story.
Oh man, I got a million of them. I've done a lot of stupid shit in the past. Man.
Oh yeah. Oh no, trust me. I can definitely say some stupid things I've done, but we are definitely not, because my chat knows more about me than I already want them to know. We've divulged, one night stands in college, experimental times in college. We've divulged all of that information. So I try and keep the very, very personal stuff to myself.
Oh my God. In college wasn't even that crazy for me. I think the craziest thing that happened to me in college is I vomited all over this room because I drank water and laughed at the same time.
And what? Oh, laughed.
Yeah, that was the craziest thing I ever did in college. All my shit was outside of college.
Yeah, I didn't even have that great a college experience. I just have the enough stories to have had a good time in college, not enough to be obsessive.
Yeah.
So, oh my God. Well, it is now coming up to almost 9 o'clock, 8:45. We have pretty much gone around the world in 80 conversations here.
I believe we have. I believe we horrifyingly have.
So I think we're going to, actually, before we wrap it up, did you play Mafia 3 yet?
I have not yet, no.
Did you watch anybody play Mafia 3?
No.
No? Okay. Have you played any of the Mafia games?
Nope. I think the only time I've ever seen Mafia is watching my little brother, who is 15 right now, play Mafia 2 at probably a little bit too early of an age.
Yeah. Yeah, that whole kids need to be allowed or not be allowed to play games at a certain age could be a whole show on its own.
Oh yeah. Yes,
that could be a whole show on its own. That is something Like I won't really concede. I'll just kind of not even accept. Just kind of, yeah, I guess accept is the right word. Accept somebody else's point of view and just ignore it. Like I'll be like, okay, yeah, you're right, and I'll just go back to like, back to my way of thinking because that person's stupid. But that one is one of those things I will fight tooth and nail on, because I remember being a kid playing Mortal Kombat and people saying like, oh my god, it's horrible, they're learning violence, and now it's like GT, they're teaching them violence. I'm like, yes, your child at the age of 5 is going to run out and steal the next kid's Ferrari and gun him down. Absolutely, that is how games work. But I'll touch on that on a Daily Chat episode, probably on another day. I want to thank Mr. Mustachio for joining me today on Button Mash. Thank you so much, man.
Oh, man, it's my pleasure. Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, we'll definitely have you on an episode of Daily Chat where you can just literally do this with a different overlay.
Yeah, okay, great.
Like, literally do this.
I love new overlays.
Guys, I have been Little Rex. This has been Button Mash episode 5. This is my guest, Mr. Mustachio. Now, before I end, is that the right lower third?
I gotta pop over to your.
It's literally the one I sent you. So.
Oh, I haven't even pulled it up. I didn't want to get too distracted from it. Okay.
Okay, we're gonna assume that's the right lower third. But yeah, guys, I've been Little Rex. If you haven't already followed this channel, please make sure you come over to twitch.tv/LittleRex2015. Hit that follow button. New follower alerts are brought to you by Overstream. Oh my god, I almost forgot. I would have felt like the biggest dick in the world. Good God. Overstream, people, is the brand new alert system Mr. Mustachio saw it at TwitchCon. Allows you to have 3D alerts that you can make yourself. You don't need designers. You don't need artists. You can do all the work yourself. And you can have 3D motion with high quality transitions. Just as an example, here is the BRB screen for Daily Chat.
Oh, yeah.
There you go, guys. In fact, this was today's follower alert that I had made just for Button Mash. I actually made that right before the show went live.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because you know what? You can now have an alert for every single game. And Mr. Mustachio saw it, claimed he wanted it. I personally didn't feel like he wanted it badly enough. So I said, screw it. But we did put in a request.
I'm willing.
Were you keyed out?
I'll show you whatever to get that.
So we put in a request for him to get it. Never really heard back. But actually, I made sure I went through it today, and I talked with the company New Blue Effects, who makes this software. And it is with absolute great pleasure I can say, you are our newest beta tester. You have been accepted into the program, and right after this, I will be sending you your key and your contact information for you to actually be able to use Overstream live on Twitch. So, give it up for Mr. Mustachio. He's the newest Overstream beta tester, which you guys will learn a lot more about it as you tune into the Daily Chat and onto my stream, and he'll even be talking about it on his stream. So,
hells yeah.
There we go, guys. So, this all alerts today were brought to you by Overstream. And if you haven't already hit the follow button on my Twitch channel, please twitch.tv/LittleRex2015. If you're not on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/LittleRex2015, you can go there. All the links are posted in my channel, like panels below. And yeah, this has been Button Mash episode 5. Mr. Mustachio was my guest, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.